Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Last time I posted a collection about the question one asked about me, and it ends up with only a few friends left their comments below, like maybe just less than 10. If you commented before, this video is just made for you. Anyway, other friends who got the same problems can also stay for a while. Well, honestly, it's so normal for us to take some time for thinking before we speaking. But there's actually two cases between you got your points in your head but just feeling hard to express it in English, and you completely got nothing to say. I once posted a video about how I practice my oral English all by myself, and the core principle is just keep doing the input and the output at the same time. For the first case, you only need to acquire some native expression by reading English magazines or watching the English videos with native speakers, or those who can speak the full English, like find some interviews, speeches, or just daily blog. Listening and imitating, really followed by them. Because I always believe in the memory of muscles that we need to keep practicing to make yourself super familiar with the feeling of speaking English. And if it's the second case, then you're in an urge to develop your habits of critical thinking in daily life. Keep close to the current news and the updates of the society and the globe. You don't have to cover all of the fields and industry if some of them is really not your type, but still try to learn new things and accept information broadly, meaningful information, and try to extract the main point around this piece of news and then start to form your own opinion on this topic. And it will be more effective if you can share those points to your friends. And how to stick to something for a long time, like how can I always be so passionate about English study? Actually, I always feel it's so hard to find your real passion and make it to the fullest. You gotta consider the time, if it's in conflict with your study and the work, and if your capital doesn't allow you to devote your time completely to it. Would you be willing to let this hobby take up a part of your entertaining time, or even a big part of it? I always actually believe in the inner motivation. If you desire to do something so much, this thing brings you happiness and a sense of achievement, and not any other things can replace. I'm sure you will stick to it, no matter if it can bring you profits or not. Of course, if you prefer to invest a certain amount of time and efforts on that thing with right approaches, if what you do can really bring some value, it will be very possible to welcome the turning points someday in the future, meaning it may bring you some physical support and more confidence. If we're gonna prepare some tests or competitions for quite a long time, how to make sure we won't get cracked and always be on track? Well, every time before I decided to take an exam or a contest, I will make sure that I think twice about why I have to take this. If it's really necessary for my future study and work, like the NCRE and junior level account I have taken before, both of them took me more than a month to prepare for it. However, I remember the whole process was so painstaking that I found myself can hardly practice them very well and just, frequently fell into the self-doubt about what's all this for to learn this stuff. So from then on, I just started to make a selection among all the certifications and competitions, because our time and energy is so limited that we better reduce the same costs and learn to reorganize our time schedule. And the second is to equip yourself with all the relevant information, including how many times do everyone normally need to prepare for this exam. If most of them say 2 weeks, then don't extend your prepare time to a month. Push yourself, but don't too hard. Confidence is something that we're needing anytime. And what do I do when feeling sleepy? Well, I didn't have some magical ways to always stay highly energetic, okay? My sleeping time is relatively stable, just from 12 to 8. I would set a clock, but sometimes I would still stay up late for a while or just wake up a bit later, but I never blame myself for those little accidents. Just get up and go work as usual. And normally I would take a nap for 20 minutes after lunch, which is said to be the most scientific duration to refresh ourselves for the following works in the rest of the day. So make sure I sleep well is my golden rule. And except this, I would have some tea or coffee from time to time, but not every day, just when I have a tight schedule and need some extra buff. And how do I handle my emotion when I'm pretty down? Well, one of my pet phrases, I spent money on lesson, 就是花钱买教训. But of course, not all the annoying things is about money. But you can see I do believe in the necessity of this unexpected things happen in our life. I don't want, and I definitely can't, always live a smooth and happy life. So from the bottom of my heart, I just thought nothing is really a big deal as long as I'm still alive. So if something didn't go in the way as I want, I would try my best to pull it back. But if I failed at last, I would just let it go and just tell myself change another way, but there are loads of them. So the first step I take towards my negative emotion is to accept it. After that, I would try to peace myself by listening to some music, taking a walk, or just filling my stomach. Yeah. And when I feel it's better, I would go fix the problem. Well, that's the question. How to be confident? I don't want to talk about some cut and dry, but I always think our self-confidence is quite different from person to person. Of course, if you've got some talents, high grades, a pretty face, a humorous character, it just seems easier for you to find your confidence. But who made this rule? I always thought being confident is a kind of attitude that has nothing to do with achievement. I can speak fluent English, that's an achievement, but I am confident because I know I'm not lazy. I never stay still and get tired of updating my think tank, so I am proud of my diligence, my persistence, my attitude. I don't know if I make it clear, but just remember, it's not success that decides how you can be confident, it's the attitude. So yeah, that's all the 6 questions I collected before. If you got more questions, just throw it over to me, okay? I will check them all, like always. And if you find this video helps a little bit, don't forget to give me a like and keep following my channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!